That's so good of you to take this time. Thank you. When you're constructing puppets, I was wondering if the material determines the form of the puppet, or if you have a form in mind and then find a material that would be suitable.
Well, our mode of discovering puppets or whatever is hugely through going to marketplaces and finding situations on a piece of blanket or on a tabletop, conjugations of things that we say, we look at each other, we say, I think we'll take that because it suggests something. It creates some kind of...
That might be more an object rather than a puppet, though.
Well, we have found puppets,
yes.
But I mean, in a way, you see a piece of cloth and you say that would work ideally with something or whatever.
So it's textural.
But I think sometimes it depends too that you will shape a puppet from an inner idea, and sometimes, like what Timothy just said, is that it might be a conjugation of found objects that create the puppet. So I think it depends whether the film is more abstract or whether the puppets have to be more...
Yeah, because if you're creating tailors in a tailor shop, they have to look resolutely like tailors, otherwise you lose part of the kick.
Meaning.
Fiction,
right.
yes, exactly.
While something from rehearsals becomes more abstract, metaphysical, so they must look that.
It's really successful. How do you plan the lighting of your landscapes?
Well, I think it's in relationship to the mood that you want to achieve at that moment. I mean,
also, the music has a huge contribution in how you absorb that light.
I think in general we don't really think like, okay, it's daylight, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, the sun's coming up, and try to create something realistic. I think the lighting states tend to be sort of on the edge of the crepuscular, you know, it's on the edge of twilight. I think that's the moment when things happen. So it's in a half light or
that liminal state.
Yeah.
Do you consider your films, this is in general, but do you aim to depict closed systems as opposed to, like, it wouldn't be a static system, but I was wondering if you see the systems as closed?
Well, I think for both feature films, they're fixed systems in which an intruder arrives. And the intruder either upsets the universe or unbalances or tries to, like Jakob arriving in the Institute Benjamenta is coming to be a servant, but of course he unbalances everybody. Lisa dies, Herr Benjamenta has this vision that he can take Jakob off into the new world or something like that.
Yeah, I thought that was great because he injects all this emotion into his serving orders.
Yes.
You know, and it's like, it was so marvelous. And I was wondering if the editor and the composer kind of come together.
Never.
Oh, really?
No, the music is composed first before the film is even done.
Really?
So the editor has nothing, and normally we do the editing.
The musician has nothing to do with the editor.
Yeah, sorry, is that
the editor actually shapes the image through the music. So the music is first.
Oh, wonderful.
So the composer has no idea about... Actually, with Lech, whenever he does the music, he doesn't say theme for Lisa or love theme. He just gives very bizarre titles, very eccentric titles, which we're permitted to use anywhere we want. He doesn't write for the film.
Huh. Does that serve as a direction for the actor?
No.
Or, okay.
Just for us.
That's up to us.
Just our business.
Yeah.
Do you prefer to work in black and white or color?
Well, black and white is very special. I think it's very unique.
The most metaphysical, but colors can offer wonderful things, or a very lack of color.
But it just depends again on the project, what you think it needs. But Benjamenta was conceived as black and white, absolutely black and white.
Are you familiar with the work of another Polish writer? His name's Witold.
Gombrowicz.
Yeah, yeah. The reason I'm asking is like maybe the second part of the question, but yeah, obviously you're familiar. And have you ever thought of doing Cosmos? Because I just think that
Cosmos is wonderful, and we have thought about it, but not as a film, really.
really,
Not yet. But it is a fascinating book.
I just thought that would be such a perfect combination.
Well, if you can find the money, we'll do it.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will. And when will Sanitarium Under the Sign of the Hourglass be out?
It's too early.
Okay.
It hasn't been. There's no money in place just yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's en route, but it's not in place. So we can't talk about it.
All right, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. You can talk about it, but you're talking about fiction at the moment.
Speculation.
Speculation.
Yes,
Your models and sets are being
Exhibited.
Will they be touring America or
They'll be going to a few places.
how long will they be here for?
Well, as long as they last, I guess. Until they get destroyed.
No, I think in Philadelphia it lasts another week, and then it may go to Boston, but then it's definitely going to Parsons in New York, and then Virginia.
Wonderful. It's so good of you to take this time. Thank you. Thank you. And I love your movies, but you know, your films. I love them.
Thanks. Amazing.